and get started. We're going to start seated today. We won't need our prompts right off the bat, so if you just want to set those aside for now, and we're just going to stay seated. So I'm going to turn sideways, you can kind of see what I'm doing. My feet are flat on the ground, my legs are together. They can be a little bit apart if you need to, but my hands are going to go behind my knees onto my thighs. Elbows are going to go out a little bit, and as odd as this sounds, we're going to use our arms and our core. So I'm going to, as I take a nice deep inhale, exhale, and start to round my spine down, 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 and back, just about halfway. Now this is where those arms come in. My core and my arms, as I come back up and round forward and come back to stacking my spine up, my arms are actually pulling and helping me up. So let's try that again. Of exhale, rounding that spine, the core is lowering me down, 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 and then both arms and core are pulling me back up. Perfect. So just rounding that spine as we just kind of start to warm up our body, and then pulling forward, and then stacking that spine up. Perfect. And again, let's just do another one as we go down, 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 pull and round, 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 and then stack back up. Again, resisting that urge for those shoulders to start to turn into earrings. So keeping those shoulders down and back, and then pulling on up and in. Perfect. Now that we've got this base move, the next time I come all the way down, 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 I'm going to pause, release my right hand, and open out to the side. Come back to center, and then pull myself up and forward, and then stack the spine up. Again, rounding, back, 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 back. Pause. Now release the left hand, open out to the left, core is still on, and then bring it back in, and pull up and in. Perfect. And again, let's try it again. Rounding that spine down and back, back, back. Pause. Release that arm, open to the side, come back to center, and then pull and round forward and stack up. One more on the left as we go down, 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 down. Pause, and then open to the left, come back to center, pull up, 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 stack your spine. Now for this next one, my hands are going to come behind me. Ideally, fingertips point away, but do whatever feels best for your ribs or for your wrists. Shoulders down and back, spine nice and tall, and I'm going to glue my hands into cement so they're not going anywhere. From here, I'm going to lean back just a little bit to where I'm in like a teaser. So I can still feel my core on, and I'm going to lift my legs up. So it looks kind of like I'm about ready to do a teaser. From here, I'm going to make leg circles, keeping my upper body as still as possible. It's going to shift a little tiny bit, but I don't want any kind of massive wiggles. So again, as always, when we do our leg circles, we're going to start the circle with half of it as an inhale and half of it as an exhale. Half as an inhale, half as an exhale. And these circles can be as big as you can make them, again, while keeping everything as still as possible. Give me two more in this direction. Perfect. After my last one, bend those knees in, set them down, come up, give yourself a little wiggle, because now we're going to go the other way with our circles. So again, lean back onto those sits bones, glue my hands into cement, again, wherever those wrists need to be to keep you nice and happy and healthy, and then go the other way with our circles. Perfect. Half a circle is an inhale, half a circle is an exhale as I make these hip circles. Perfect. Again, feeling my core, really getting nice and engaged in those abdominals. Shoulders and upper body are active too, and so are our legs. If you sit a lot, especially during quarantine, your hip flexors might be a little grumpy right now. That's okay. That's why we're working on them. Two more. Last one, inhale. Exhale, bend those knees, set it down. Just for a second, because your hip flexors might be grumpy, go into a prayer pose, and again, just waterfall forward, trying to bring either forehead to toes or forehead to ground, depending on how bendy you are. Perfect. And then we can come on up, Again, bend those knees, feet flat. We're going to forget about the legs for a second. Put those arms behind us. Again, ideally fingers pointed away, but do whatever feels good for you. Nice deep inhale, and as I exhale, I'm just bending down and back up. So I'm just kind of warming up my upper body, warming up those shoulders, those triceps. And again, if this feels better, do that. So just whatever feels good for you and your body. Keeping my spine as straight and neutral as possible. The core is on. It's Pilates. You've heard me say it 1,000 times. And you'll probably hear me say it 1,000 more. Just give me 2 more. And up and down and up. After my next one, I'm going to lay on down. So we love to lay down. These arms can go out to the side, at a T-wing, overhead, wherever it feels good for you and your body. My left leg is going to be straight and glued into the ground. Right leg is going to come up to my body's 90, and keeping my hips as still as possible, give me some leg circles. And again, your leg circles don't have to be very big. If you want to keep them nice and small, that's fine. I just want this hip socket to initiate the movement rather than the foot. Perfect. So, and this one's really easy, especially as we start to come over. That hip wants to come up off the ground, really glue it down. So just making those leg circles with everything still. As always, if you need to, you can put your hands on your hips just to kind of feel what's going on down there. Give me 1 more in this direction, and then we'll change direction. Perfect. And going the other way with our circles. Again, trying to keep everything as still as possible. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Come back up. Bend this knee down. Press that foot along the floor. Now my right leg is glued onto the floor. Left leg comes up. And again, continues with my circles. Hips are nice and neutral, or if we need to go into that imprint, that's fine. And don't worry, if you started in a different direction than we did on the other leg, that's fine. We're going to even you out in the wash anyways. The main thing is just keeping the hips as still as possible and trying not to rock side to side. Beautiful. We're just going to do 3 more of these in this direction. 2 more. Last one. Now let's go the other way. And this might be where you start to notice some things that are different. Maybe the circle isn't quite as circular as you thought it'd be, and that's okay. Just warming up that body, getting it used to moving. Because I haven't seen you since Wednesday, so hopefully you've been doing some Pilates every day between Wednesday and now. But if this is your first time moving, we want to be sure we're easing into the idea of our day before just hitting the ground running. So give me 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And then we can bend the knee, set that foot down, press it long. If you need to, give yourself a little stretch, toes and hands to opposite directions. Rock those ankles a little bit. Whew, perfect. Now, bend those knees, feet flat on the ground, roll the shoulders back, arms by my hips. Nice deep inhale, exhale, hinging bridge or articulating bridge, whatever feels good for you. As I come up and down. Perfect. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. And again, if you prefer articulating bridges, do that here. No worries. Perfect. Now the height of our bridge, I'm going to pause, count to 2, and then come down. And then bridge on up, count to 2, and then come on down. Perfect. 1 more, count to 2, come on down. Perfect. Now for this next one, I'm going to go into prayer pose. So I'm going to still stay laying down, but my feet are going to be flat together, knees wide, hips neutral, arms by my sides. Nice deep inhale, exhale, bridge up and down. And you're going to notice that you don't get as much air time as you come up in this position as you did before. And that's okay. There's a method to the madness because we're stretching out those hip flexors, the front of our hips. We're getting that inner thigh. We're getting those hamstrings, and hopefully you're feeling this in your outer thighs. So we're getting all of the legs, just a little different kind of method than what we normally do when we bridge. Perfect. And I'm pushing down into the ground with the sides of my feet rather than with the whole foot. Perfect. Hence why I didn't wear socks. Since I have pasty feet, you'll be able to see that really good on camera. Perfect. Now the next time I come up, if you'd like to add on to this, hinge up, pulse those hips, and then come down. So just 2 pulses. Hinge up, pulse, and then down. Beautiful. We're going to do 3 more. Pulse, come on down. Hinge up, pulse, come on down. Last one. Come up, pulse, and then down. Perfect. I'm going to stay in this position because our final one is to hinge up, pulse the knees twice, and then come down. Hinge up, pulse, and then come down. Beautiful. Up, pulse, and then come down. Really feeling those glutes at this point. Whew. Getting that nice work. 2 more. Hinge up, pulse, and then come down. Hinge up, pulse, and then come down. Perfect. Now, if you want a prop, go ahead and grab one. You don't have to, completely optional. But I'm going to stay on my back, and then 1 foot at a time, bring these legs to tabletop. Now, if I want to use a prop, I'm going to put it in between my palms, arms stick straight up to the sky, tuck my chin, nice deep inhale, exhale, chest lift up, and then down. If I don't want to use a prop, that's fine. The arms can still stay straight as I come up and as I come down. So again, it's completely up to you. We just want 1 prop, so there's a method to my madness. And down. Give me 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Go ahead and take a break if you need to. We're going to hang on to this prop if you want it, because now we're going to add on to this. So if you need to, you can rock those knees side to side. Now again, 1 leg at a time, back to tabletop. I'm going to glue my legs together. Now, prop is in the same position it was before. When I chest lift up, I'm going to put my prop on my shins and come down. And the next time I come up, I'm going to grab my prop and take it down with me. So I'm just setting it on my thighs, on my shins, and then back down. Now, depending on how rolly your prop is, will depend on where and how you maneuver it. And if you don't want to do a prop, that's fine. Just come on up, tap the tops of your knees, and come down. Chest lift up, tap the top of your knees, and come down. 3 more. Up, tap, and down, up, tap, and down. Last one, up, tap, and down. And of course, if you need to, hug the knees to your chest, rock it side to side, whatever feels good for you and your body. All right. Now again, if I want my prop, I'm going to grab it. My legs come in to tabletop again. I don't need to glue them together unless it just feels comfortable for me. Both hands are still going to have my prop. Now when I chest lift up, I'm going to rotate slightly where my prop is now outside my right knee. Come back down. The next time I chest lift up, rotate where my prop is outside the left knee. Perfect. And again, if you don't want to use a prop, you don't have to. You can come up and then just both hands come to either side of 1 knee. Again, we can make this your own, whatever feels good for you and your body. Perfect. 1 more on the right, 1 more on the left, and then we're done with those upper abs. Now, stay laying down, but depending on how slick your prop is, I'm either going to put it in between the meaty part of my calves, my ankles, or maybe you even want to grip it with your feet. So whatever feels safe for you. And if you want, set it aside. You don't have to use it for this next part. So if I'm laying on my back, both legs come to tabletop, hips in neutral, nice deep inhale. Exhale, press those legs out to the center of the room and pull it back in. All the way out, all the way in. And again, if this is where our low back starts to get grumpy, don't push those legs out so far. Make sure we're in neutral. Try going out a little bit and back in. If that still bothers you, go into imprint and then try it. And again, if that doesn't feel good, we can always go back to our chest lifts. We're going to do 3 more. Perfect. 2. Last one. All the way out, all the way in. We'll set that down for a second. Again, if you need to, rock it out. Because now we're going to add on to that. So depending on how comfortable and how safe you felt using this prop, go ahead and continue using it or set it aside. I'm going to grab my soup can in between my feet just because these yoga pants are a little slick. So again, I'm going to lay down, hips in neutral. Now I'm going to bring my legs straight up for a straight leg lower and lift. And just like I've said a bazillion times in class, if your low back is feeling grumpy, let's go through our checklist. So, A, are our hips in neutral? If they are, try a little bit of an imprint. If imprint's not helping, bend those knees a little bit. So we're going to lower and shorten the lever of the legs. If that's still not helping, don't go as far down. So just reduce that range of motion to protect that low back, especially because I can't see you on Facebook Live. So this way we're making sure we're keeping you safe as we can, given what you're feeling in your body. 3 more. So 1, 2, 3, and then bend those knees, set the feet down, release your prop. If you need to, bring those knees to your chest. Rock it side to side. Perfect. Now I'm going to set my prop off to the side. We don't need that for a hot minute. And I'm going to spin on around onto my hands and knees. Don't worry, not planking time yet. And just give me some nice cat cows. So we haven't been doing too terribly much in terms of spinal mobility. So if you need to, you can wiggle those hips side to side. Just feel whatever feels good for you in your body. Sink your hips back into a child's pose. Just stretch it out. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. And then we'll come all the way back up. Now I'm going to come, oh, you can't see me if I'm kneeling on my knees, so I'm going to sit down. You can either stay seated like me, or if you're not going to whack your head off for the camera, you can be kneeling on your knees, just making sure those hips are in neutral, core and legs and booty are all on. So from here, I'm going to go to the right. So I'm going to sit nice and tall, roll those shoulders down and back. And as I exhale, side bend over. If you don't feel balanced, you can set the hand on the carpet or on your yoga mat as you come back up. I'm just coming all the way over and back up. Again, ideally you're doing this on your knees. However, my camera and I are not friends today apparently, and I don't want to be the headless instructor. Perfect. So the next time I come all the way over, thread that needle again. Come back to center and up. Give me 2 more of these. All the way over, thread the needle, back over and up. Last one, all the way over, thread the needle, back over and up. Now we're going to go to the other side. Side bending over and back up. And again, just asking yourself, how does this side feel compared to the other? So does one side feel tighter, like it has less range of motion than the other? Well, that's okay. That's why we're here. We're figuring things out. How's that shoulder? Sit down and back in its socket. Perfect. Now, the next time I come all the way over, thread that needle, back to center, and up. All the way over, thread the needle, back to center, and up. 1 more. All the way over, thread the needle, back to center, and up. Beautiful. If anything still feels tight, shake it out. Use this opportunity to stretch it out. All right. Because now I'm going to come back up and just temporarily be the headless instructor. Again, my hips are in neutral, and I'm going to set my left arm straight out so that as I start to come over, I'm going to bring my right leg off the ground. Oops, I hit my door there. But I really want, if I can turn sideways for a second, this leg to be straight and this leg to be, and this arm to be under my shoulder. So I'm going to be at an angle just because I'm running out of room in my studio here at home, but my right leg is going straight out in line with my spine. From here, give me just little pulses. Little pulse, little pulse. Perfect. Just a kneeling leg series. If this feels bad on your knees, on your shoulder, you can always lie down on your side like we've done before and do this on the ground. So this is just going to be a little harder. 2 more little pulses, and then this leg is going to come straight out and give me some circles. Again, initiating from the hip socket and not from the foot. Perfect. And hopefully we're going to eventually start to feel this bottom leg start to talk to us. And now let's go the other way with our circles. Beautiful. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. 3 more, and then we'll take a break. Perfect. Because again, I can't see who's in class today, so I want to make sure that you're having fun, stretching anything out, and hopefully we're going to eventually start to feel this on that left booty. So, all right, ready for the fun stuff? Good. So again, you're either going to lie down or come back into that side kneeling position. And now I'm going to make little rainbows with my leg. But as I do, when the leg comes forward, my toe is going to kiss the floor. And when my leg goes backwards, my heel kisses. See if I can turn where you can see that. So rainbow, toe kiss, and then heel kiss. Perfect. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. Beautiful. 2 more. 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect. And then I'm going to come forward, hands on the mat, knees down. And again, just wiggle those hips side to side just for a second. Curl your toes under. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, knee hover up. We're just going to hang out here. Yeah, it's that time of day. It's the best part of your day. We're just going to hang out here for a count of 6. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and set those knees down. And then sink on down to a child's pose. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. If you need to, you can wiggle that spine side to side. All right. So now when I come up into my plank, you can be on your forearms if you need to. 1 foot back, then the other. And just give me some nice side to side toe taps. Side to side toe taps. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. 1, 2, last one, 1, 2. Set those knees down, and if you need to, sink back. All right. So now I'm going to move a little bit because we're going to do some plank jacks, and I don't want to kick the wall. That would be really ouchy. So the next time I come up into my plank, again, you can be on your forearms if you need to. Both legs out, both legs in. Both legs out, both legs in. So to just see what I'm doing, out, in, 4 more, out, in, in, do, and then come on down. Perfect. So stretch it out if you need to. And since tomorrow is Easter, right? I think so. Who knows what day it is anymore? We're gonna do some bunny hops. So if this bothers your knees, I'll show you an alternative. So it's gonna be our last plank, so don't worry. Now, come back into your quadruped, curl those toes under. Nice deep inhale, exhale, come up to a knee hover, bunny hop to a plank, bunny hop back to your knee hover. And if your knees say, ooh, no, I don't like this, walk it out and walk it in. Whatever feels good for you and your body. Perfect. And we're gonna do 4 more. So that was 1, that was 2, this is 3, and then final 1. And come on down, stretch it out. Ooh, stretch, stretch. Or whatever stretch feels good for you. Now, we did the one side kneeling. We need to do the other side. So, again, it's easiest if you start kneeling up, and then my right side is going to come and find the mat. Again, my right leg is straight down, hand under my shoulder, left leg is up for little pulses. Little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. Hopefully you all have big, happy plans for Easter. I really think it's this weekend. Probably should have double checked that before class, but it'll be our secret. Perfect. 3 more. After my third one, little circles. And again, we can do this laying down if this doesn't feel good for you and your body. Perfect. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Opposite direction. Hopefully your arms are talking to you because we did all those planks beforehand. Yay. And again, we're not going to live here forever. We're going to do 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come on down. If you need to, stretch it out, whatever's hurting you. If you're laying on the ground, you can just relax and become one with your yoga mat. Shake it out, because now we have those rainbows. So let's see if I can get in a position where you can see that. So if I come back into and fall forward to my kneeling, my leg's going to come forward, big toe touch, and then heel touch in the back. So toe, heel. The hips will move a little bit, so don't get too caught up on if they're not perfectly still, but we do want to keep them as still as humanly possible as we perform this motion. Perfect. Just little rainbows. 3 more. Beautiful. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. And then come on down. Oh, shake it out. Now let's go ahead and lay on down. Onto our tummy. As always, when we lay on our stomach, bony landmarks of the hip push down into the floor so those hips are in neutral, or go ahead and give me an imprint here, whatever feels good for you. Stomach is gently pulling up to the ceiling towards your spine. My hands are going to be on either side of my shoulder, looking down with my nose to the floor. Nice deep inhale, exhale, lift up into Sphinx, and then coming on down. Exhale and down, or whatever breath pattern feels good for you. And if you'd prefer to inhale up, exhale down, that's a-okay. Just as long as you're keeping those hips in neutral. That's going to be really important later on. Good. Give me 3 more of these. And then we'll do 2 more. Beautiful. This next one's our last one. Last one. Come on down. All right. So now we're going to start to incorporate the legs into our Sphinx. So what that's going to look like is if I point my toes away from the body, like I'm stretching them towards the wall behind me. Nice deep inhale. As I exhale into Sphinx, I lift my legs up. And then as I come down, lower those legs. And this is where neutral hips start to be super duper important. As I come up and down. So come up, 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 and then down, down, down. 3 more. So this is number 3. This is number 2. And then our last one. So you come all the way up, pause, and then down. Perfect. Now let's start adding on to this and give those legs something else to do. So the next time I Sphinx up, lift my legs, I'm going to pause and just do little swimmers. Again, my hips really need to be into neutral, otherwise my low back is going to get really grumpy. And if you'll notice, my swimmers aren't huge lifts and lowers. They're really small, little tiny motions. And that's just because I want to protect my posterior chain since I can't see you guys. So we just want to keep it as controlled and stable as possible. 4 more. Perfect. And then we can come on down. Now this next one's going to be a little tricky because we're going to try to find our abductors and adductors, or outer and inner thigh. So the next time I Sphinx up, lift those legs up. Oh, open the legs and close. Open and close. And they don't have to be a massive range of motion either. So if you just want to go out and in like little pulses, that's fine too. We just really want to find those outer and inner thighs. Hips are neutral, core is engaged. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come on down. You need to give yourself a little case of the wiggles. My hands are going to go down, curl my toes under, and then push up onto my knees. And then once I'm here, I'm going to press all the way up into a nice downward dog. See if you can see me here. Once I'm in my downward dog, I'm just going to do some nice prances. Shoulders are down and back, spine is long, nice deep inhales, deep exhales. And then I'm going to walk my feet, of all things, to my hands. We don't do that one too often. Again, bending those knees if you need to. And then articulate that spine up 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you're back to standing, bring those arms overhead. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, roll forward one vertebrae at a time. Hands hang heavy, head hangs heavy. Give me a nice nod, yes. Nod, no. Wiggle those arms, wiggle your shoulders, wiggle the booty, and if anything still feels tense, give it a nice little shake. One final deep inhale. Exhale, slowly articulate up. One vertebrae at a time. And then, once you're back to standing, pat yourself on the back. We did it. Saturday workout, done. That's another one for the books. And I will see you all Monday at 11 a.m. for another mat Pilates class. We'll probably still continue with the props theme. It'll totally be optional. So if you want to use props, bring some lightweight soup cans, wine bottle, whatever, maybe closed wine bottle. And if you don't like the props, don't worry about it. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. So until then, bye guys.